All praises to the Most High Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shah HaMashiach Bahashem, Ruach HaKadosh. All right. The honors are to the elders and apostles out here pushing and preaching the truth wherever you may be. Peace and salutation to the whole of your elect. Real quick, Luke chapter 9, as you see on the screen, verse 52 says, And Yahweh Shah said unto him, No man having put his hands to the plow and looking back is fit for the kingdom of Yahweh. Real quick, in this video, I want to talk about don't look back. Don't look back. This is a severe warning. A warning that Yahweh Shah is giving unto us, his people, the Israelites. The reason why I'm talking about this because I was talking to one of my loved ones, and they was telling me about a situation where a woman was dealing with, and what we like today call Hebrew Israelite. Hebrew Israelite. And the reason why I say what we like to call today Hebrew Israelite, because a lot of people out here act like Hebrew Israelite is a religion. And what they try to often do is relate it to some type of cult. But ignorant people without knowledge, don't understand that Hebrew Israelite is not a religion. It is an identity. It is a nationality. When we say we are Hebrew Israelites, we are not saying we are part of a religion or in what a lot of y'all like to refer to in a cult. But we just reclaiming our identity, which we know inwardly and we know by the scriptures and prophecy. Okay. But anyway, in the story that was being relayed to me, my loved one was telling me that this woman was dealing with a Hebrew Israelite, and she was dealing with it. To make a long story short, because I want to get to this verse and unpack it, if Yahweh say the same, she was not too much into all of the truth. She was willing to do some things, but not willing to do it all. And like I said, make a long story short, she ended up leaving the Hebrew Israelite. She ended up getting away from the truth. And I told my loved one that sometimes the Most High, no matter how ratchet, no matter how low down, no matter what we as individuals may see a person to be, the Most High still allow them to be exposed to the truth so that nobody be without excuse. You'll find that over in Romans. So she was exposed to the truth, but because she was exposed to the truth and it wasn't what she expected it to be, she done fell out of this thing. She put her hands to the plow, and now she looking back. And this is what I'm trying to galvanize within you. When you come into this truth, you can't go back. There's no going back. Because look at verse 62 again. It says, No man having put his hands to the plow and looking back is fit for the kingdom of Yahweh. This is telling us, Yahweh Shah is telling us that the framework of who we are, the essence of who we are, our mindset, our discipline must heavily be focused on the kingdom. This verse right here, which is a severe warning, must I reiterate, is about total commitment. It's about not having no division when it comes to your loyalty. When you come into this truth, there can't be no half stepping. You look at this thing, look at what he said. No man having put his hands to the plow. This is talking about Israel. The plow, putting your hands to the plow means both hands. It means full focus. And it means straight vision. Why you say straight vision, prophets to the nation? I say straight vision because a lot of you is spiritually cross-eyed. You got your eyes on the truth one moment. Then the next thing you realize, your eyes is off of the truth because you have allowed yourself to fall victim and allow iniquity, have allowed transgression, have allowed your own desires, your own whimsicalities to govern your life. When you have accepted the truth, listen, this thing is spiritual. When you have accepted the truth, when you have begun to walk in the commandments, when you have taken responsibility as a servant of the Most High, you can't look back. You can't desire to go back. This truth should never be something that's regulated down to curiosity. You know, a lot of people come on over into the truth because they are curious. And then you have a lot of women that come into the truth because they see discipline in the men of truth. They see masculinity in the men of the truth. And then when they get over there, next thing you know, they done fell away from the truth. They done fall out of this thing because they quickly want to say this, they quickly want to say that, because their mind is too worldly. You can't accept this truth. You can't be exposed to the truth. You can't hear this truth. You can't get in this truth. Yahweh Shah said, and then start looking back. And I know a lot of people right now, you're looking back because things is getting rough. You're looking back because you're being persecuted. You're looking back because you're dealing with many afflictions. You're looking back because trials and tribulation have come your way. But the scripture says, no man having put his hands to the plow and looking back. You better heed this severe warning. Looking back, must I unpack this thing right now? Looking back means longing for your former life. Looking back means missing the world. Looking back means clinging to old sins, clinging to old relationships, clinging to old identities. And when you go on to TikTok, you go on to these Insta Live, you go on to these Facebooks, you see a lot of women who talked about, I used to be a Hebrew Israelite, but I am no longer a Hebrew Israelite because of the commandments. You hear a lot of people, women talking about they used to be a Hebrew Israelite and they left the man. Now they're going back into Christian sanity. Now they're going back into Islam. Now they're going back into, sadly and regrettably, unto the world. Because in the world, they can give sway to feminism. In the world, they can give sway to independence. In the world, they can give sway to being a bad bee. In the world, they can give sway to being nothing but a 304. And the Most High allows some of you women to come into the truth, to be exposed to the truth, because when that time comes, you're going to be without excuse. And where you saying, prophet to the nation, why are you dealing with women right here? Because it was a woman who came into the truth with the man and the story that was being relayed to me. And now she have gone back to the world, gone back to 304ism, gone back to Tatiana, gone back to being nothing but a harlot in the city. You go read Amos chapter 7. Your wife should be, I think it's around the 17th verse, a wife. Your wife should be a harlot in the city. Looking back means again longing for your own life, going back into the world, going back into them old relationships and the dynamic, going back to your identity, going back to wanting the benefits of the truth, but what I'm making sacrifice for the truth. And unfortunately, this is one of Israelites' biggest weakness, and that is the longing of want to go back. When you look at Israel down in the wilderness, they longed to do what? To go back. They said, you brought us, Moses, out into the wilderness to die in the wilderness. But let us go back to Egypt. Oh my goodness. At least down in Egypt, we had some onions. We had some dainties, meat. We had some things more than just manna from on high. We're sick and tired of this 2-piece chicken and biscuit. Let us go back down to Egypt. And that's how it is with a lot of the brothers and sisters today. They get exposed to the truth, but they want to just go back. Men don't want to stay in the truth because this truth requires discipline. Men don't want to stay in the truth because this truth requires masculinity. Men don't want to stay in the truth because this truth requires you getting rid of your simplistic mind. You stop simping and pandering after women. Why? Because when you look up that word simple, in Hebrew it means patayim. And patayim means to be naive. I wish I helped me. And it means to be gullible. And you have too many men out here, you're naive and you're gullible not only to the world, but you're naive and gullible to the other big W that you struggle with, women. You're naive to the world, the Babylonian system, and you're naive to women. You're just gullible. And that's why a lot of men, they hear the truth. It don't resonate with them because first and foremost, they're not part of the elect. But it don't resonate with them because they was reared up in femininity. Then I have a masculine man around. Then I have a masculine order around. Was not reared up or brought up in the masculine imperative. So a lot of men, they look back. And then there's a lot of men that don't understand discipline. It's what governs you to be victorious. It's discipline that governs you to overcome. It's discipline that governs you not only into change, but it governs you into being what the Most High wants you to be. You see, when you're exposed to the truth, you let go of yesterday. You let go of the old man, and it thrusts you into becoming who the Most High wants you to be. See, a lot of men, you never amount to anything. You never become the total essence of who you're supposed to be. You never reach your highest potential, and you never maximize your calling. Because when you're exposed to the truth, you refuse to stay in it, but you seek to always go back. Why you go back? Because again, you miss the world. You miss moving by lust. You miss moving by pride. You miss moving by your ego. See, a lot of you men, you're too egotistic in this life. And another reason, as it comes to my mind, you go back because a lot of you men, you are too comfortable with this Babylonian system. Because being in truth demands work. Being in His truth demands consistency. Being in His truth demands you're not being complacent. You can't be a slugger. You can't be lazy. And you damn sure can't be slothful. So a lot of you, yes, you put your hands to the plow. But then you start looking back because you have a double mind. And let me see. I think it's over in James chapter 1 where it talk about a double-minded man is unstable in all of their ways. And this is why, it's dangerous being around people who don't want to be in the truth. It's dangerous being around people who are half-hearted when it comes to the truth, because this is what you got to understand, both of you men and women. This is what you got to understand: men who play with the truth, women who are part-time lovers with the truth, they have a way of getting you put to death, because a double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. And an unstable person can make you naked. And I'm not talking about physical naked, but it can make you naked spiritually. Unstable person can expose you and make you vulnerable to the enemy. And when you're exposed, when you're naked, when you're vulnerable to the enemy, it's easy for them to take you out. A double-minded man, unstable in all of their ways. Listen, it goes on to say, no man having put his hands to the plow and looking back is fit for the kingdom of Yahweh. Yahweh Shai, let it be known right now, the reason why you're not fit for the kingdom of Yahweh, because again, you're unstable in all of your ways. You're not fit for the kingdom of Yahweh because you sabotage the work. A lot of you come into the truth. You begin to learn the truth. You begin to build according to the truth. You begin to maneuver according to the truth. But then you fall out of the truth, and then you start sabotaging the truth. And like I said, you got a lot of women on TikTok, on Insta, on Facebook, talking about I used to be a Hebrew Israelite, but the reason why I'm not a Hebrew Israelite because they wanted me to cover myself up, because they wanted me to wear my hair this way, because I couldn't get no tattoos, because I couldn't wear my eyelashes, because they couldn't wear all surface thing. But the reason why you're not in the truth no more, because let's be real, there's no neutrality in this thing. There's no middle ground. There's no straddling the fence. The reason why you're not in the truth, because at the end of the day, you're a damn demon. And then they get up on, again, TikTok and Insta and Facebook with all of their bullshit rhetoric, and that rhetoric don't do nothing but try to sabotage the work of the Most High, try to sabotage the truth, and then they ultimately try to sabotage the truth by misleading others, not into the truth, but away from the truth. You're not spiritually conditioned for the kingdom of Yahweh. You got to understand, the kingdom of Yahweh requires mental toughness. The kingdom of Yahweh requires obedience. The kingdom of Yahweh requires loyalty. And if you are not mentally tough, if you're not obedient to the truth, if you don't show loyalty to the truth, then you're not fit for the kingdom of the Most High. A man who looks back is unreliable. A leader with divided focus causes destruction. You cannot build while trying to hold on to the world, because you're going to ultimately destroy what you're trying to build. If you can't let go of who you were, you can't become who you are called to be. So Yahweh Shai said, no man having put his hands, look at it on the screen, to the plow and looking back is fit for the kingdom of Yahweh. This, in my mind, as I think about looking back, it made me think about Luke chapter 17. I think it's around the 32nd verse, where Yahweh Shai, again, touching on this somewhat, when he told them, remember Lot's wife. And you know what happened down to Lot's wife in Sodom and Gomorrah, when Genesis chapter 19 gives us the story, when the Most High sent his messengers down to Sodom and Gomorrah, and Lot, they said, listen, we ready to destroy this place. Get up out of here, Lot. And Lot saw a mountain and said, let me go there. And they said, go, be up, be gone. And as they was going out of Sodom and Gomorrah, the record says that the messenger told them, get up out of here, but don't look back. But the record says that as they was going up out of, Lot and his wife and his children, in other words, his daughters, was going up out of Sodom and Gomorrah, fire and brimstone began to rain down. Now watch this. But as they was going up, the commandment, you got to follow the commandments of the Most High, says don't look back. But you know what happened? Yahweh Shah said, remember Lot's wife. She looked back and she began to be a pillar of salt. You can't look back. And the Most High right here through his son Yahweh Shah is giving us a severe warning. Don't look back. This is the year 2026 by virtue of the Greco-Roman calendar. And I'm here to let you know this year is very pivotal in your life. This year, for some of you, may be the last moment in your life. This year is going to be ultimately your destiny. And this year is going to destine if you are fit for the kingdom. This year is going to be destined for you if you're not fit for the kingdom. 2026 is going to be a year where a lot of you are tried. It's going to be a year where a lot of you are going to be put to the test. And I'm here to let you know, you better make sure spiritually you pass this test. And the best way to pass this test is to remain loyal to the truth, to remain secure in this truth. And don't have no divided heart in this truth. Don't be half-hearted in this truth. And don't be no part-time lover in this truth. And don't seek to retreat from this truth. And everyone that done put their hands to the plow and have gone back, I have a word for you. The scripture says, better for you not to have known the way of righteousness than to know it and go back into the world. And you got too many you want the truth, but you're still chasing the world. No. You can't be lukewarm. He said in Revelation chapter 3, I'd rather you be hot or cold. You better get on fire for Yahweh. Because everyone that don't remain loyal to this truth, I'm not afraid to tell you, you're not fit for the kingdom of Yahweh. Make sure you go check out the other videos on this channel. I had to come on here because that story been on my mind that my loved one related to me, right, or relayed to me, and the scripture made me think about that story. And I said, there's too many people that's falling out of the truth. There's too many people that's putting their hands to this plow and they are looking back. And the scripture in Luke chapter 17, around the 37th verse, Yahweh said, remember Lot's wife. She didn't make it out. She was destroyed right then and there. She was annihilated right then and there. She began to be nothing right then and there. And ultimately, this is going to be the plight for a lot of people who have put their hands to the plow and have gone back into the world. Until the next video, Shalom.